In recent years, the UK and US governments have spent trillions on the Middle East conflicts. And whilst the UK's coalition government insists on the long-term austerity programme, an exception is made for the violent foreign policy. But what do students think of the UK's involvement in recent wars?
They have given and presented us an enemy that we can't see, or we can't touch, or we don't know, but it's constantly there.
Was it really a war? Did it ever end? And then it's just like the troops coming home today, and then next week, oh, all the troops coming home today. And the week after, it's like, yep, the final troops coming home today.
I think that's taken a lot of my money, kind of it back. Because, like, isn't it like billions just to go to war, and then they're cutting NHS funding, which really doesn't make any sense, because at the end of the day, there's no reason why they should be going to war anyway.
They say it's necessary, they say they need to prevent terrorism and stuff, but if I'm honest, I don't really know enough to comment about whether it's right or not, but obviously it's not nice.
It's not the way to resolve things, violence, is it?
You could have fed the whole of Africa pretty much with money they're using to shoot people with.
Who wins? No one really, apart from the people who produce the arms.
The war machine now has become one of the most profitable market segments that we have in our society.
Dick Cheney, who was vice president of the US at the time and had massive shares in Halliburton, one of the biggest arms production companies in the world. He got ting, ting, ting.
I personally feel like if we stepped out, it would be fine. But then, I don't know, it's hard because then you'll still have the people over there suffering from their brutal regime.
I mean, someone has to help out and obviously the UK has a duty of care as any other country, but I don't agree with war.
It's just upsetting me because we find it very easy to distinguish ourselves from societies and worlds that are very different to ours and just to call it that's the way it is, or that's just collateral damage, rather than understanding the true human cost of what's being done.
I come from a country which is in that area, but I was raised here. And for me, fundamentally, I think that you can never solve something through violence. And promoting violence, and it's just a waste in money, it's a waste in our money, and you can't solve violence through violence.
I don't think that we can live in a world where peace is going to be found everywhere. I think that's an unattainable goal, but I think that we don't have to live in a world where war is a constant either. And we've been living in that world for a long time now. And I find it very, very difficult to believe that we're protecting our country so far and miles away.
I'm not going to sit in and talk like I'm a conspiracy theorist, but you've actually got to consider the reasons why we go to war, and it's a lot more to do with political power and economics than, perfect example is, did we ever find any weapons of mass destruction in Iraq? Absolutely not.
Did we find anything else?
We found Saddam Hussein in a bunker, hiding.
With a Mars bar?
With a Mars bar that had been given to him by the CIA, because apparently he used to work for them. I don't know.
In September 2014, 524 MPs voted for airstrikes over Syria, while just 43 voted against. Do you think that the public should have more say on such important issues? Let us know your opinions about Britain's involvement in the Middle East. Click on the politicians to find out about their policies and decide who deserves your vote at the election in May. Don't forget to register to vote by clicking here. Let your voice be heard.